Hey, it's Ranesh, and in this one, I'm gonna be showing you how you can cut the sugar out from your diet and how I stopped eating sugar and how it's absolutely changed my life on a massive level. So why did I even wanna do this? Well, it was January 1st, 2020, and the month before, in December, things had gotten a little out of hand with all the sugar. I was just grabbing chocolate. For me, it was, baked goods like cookies, brownies, cakes, chocolate. And I wouldn't just eat a piece. It wouldn't be like, oh, let me just have one piece. It'd be like, let me have 4, let me have 5 cookies, let me finish the box of donuts, whatever it was. And I would eat that and I would be like, man, I can't believe I binged on all that sugar. And I would feel horrible. And I would feel bad about doing it. I would feel like, God, there's no discipline there. And January 1st rolled around, 2020, and I said, look, I know everybody makes New Year's resolutions, but I am serious about this one. I'm better than this. I am going to cut the sugar out from my entire diet. And now, full disclosure, I do eat fruit, and I do recommend you do eat fruit as well. Fruit is healthy for you. And anybody that tells you, oh my God, don't eat fruit ever, don't listen to that. Everything that's processed, that has sugar in it, I cut it out. No more cookies, no more cakes, no more brownies, none of that stuff. And I'll tell you what's happened. My energy level has gone through the roof, and I was always pretty energetic to begin with, and it's helped even more so. I don't have that afternoon dip or that slumped. I feel my skin is better, my digestion's just better, cleaner, healthier. I also feel like I'm focused more. I have long periods of focus, whereas before I would kind of dip if I was having some sugar or if I grab a candy bar. It would just be harder to focus on things. And I also feel like, you know what? There's a massive amount of fat loss that I've experienced, and it's because I am not eating any more sugar. So how did I do it? I want to share 5 steps with you that if you activate these 5 ways to do it, you can stop eating sugar as well. Now, I can tell you this, you have to get to a place in your life or around this topic where you tell yourself, hey, you know what? I'm done. That's it. I've had enough. I know it's wreaking havoc on my health, and there's so many drastic health risks associated with, overindulging in sugar. And then the question maybe is, hey, when do I eat it again? Don't even answer that question again. Don't even answer that question, because right now, you don't need to answer that question of when you're gonna eat it. All you have to focus on right now is stopping and how you're going to stop and why you wanna stop and who are you going to become in this process. Because I can tell you this, to focus on just an outcome is not enough. You have to embrace a brand new identity for yourself. So let me give you the 5 steps on how I stopped eating sugar and how you can too. Step number 1, you have to realize that life will give you so many opportunities to screw up. Life will give you so many choices to make that are the easier choices, like you go to a birthday party or you're at a friend's house, or the cookies are in the kitchen, or someone made brownies. There's always gonna be a reason. It's somebody's birthday, or it's your best friend made some cake and they want you to try it. There's always gonna be a reason to have that dose of sugar, cake, brownies, whatever it is for you. That's what it was for me. And that was a struggle. I'd always justify, oh, it's a birthday party or we're going out. There's always a reason. There's always a reason. So cut this idea from your head. The first one is that you gotta do this, and if a reason comes in, you're gonna make an exception. Cut that out. There are no exceptions. It's cold turkey. You're like, hey, there is no reasons. Your grandmother's birthday, cut it out. There's no reasons. First rule of the game, cut out the reasons. And I can tell you this, life will give you them. So bear strong and say, hey, look, I understand things are gonna come my way. This is a commitment I've made to myself. I don't know how long I'm gonna hold it, but this was in January for me. It is now July and August, and I'm still going strong, okay? So for you, that's the first thing. The second thing is this, if you're going to cut out sugar, the question you gotta ask yourself is, what am I gonna add into the mix? What am I gonna add to substitute this negative thing that I'm gonna cut out. Anytime you take something out that's negative that you want to get rid of, you have to fill your bucket with something positive, empowering, or healthy. So what is that thing for you? For me, and what I recommend, it was fruit. Now, it's not like big batches of fruit, but when I first started, the first month I had like a lot of cravings. So how did I kick the cravings? Discipline isn't enough. So you have to have a system around it. So for me, it was sugar cravings at night after dinner. So what I would do is I would take just a handful of blueberries and I would eat some blueberries. Some of them were frozen, sometimes they were fresh blueberries, but just like a half a cup of blueberries, maybe even a cup of blueberries. Eat some blueberries, eat a peach, have a mango, have some cherries. Trust me, this will kick your sugar cravings. Like, it'll make you feel like satiated from the sweetness of the fruit. But remember, fruit is nutrient dense, and most sugar products that are on the market right now are void of any nutrients, and they actually rob your body of health, right? So the spike in glucose levels is not the same as when you're eating a piece of fruit as opposed to eating some high fructose corn syrup or a candy bar. Totally different. So if you're gonna take something out, second thing is add something in that's gonna be healthy, that's gonna be empowering, and create a system out of that. So for me, for the first month, I would just say, okay, if I'm feeling those cravings, let me turn to some raspberries. Let me have a peach. Let me eat an apple. And I did that for about a month and a half, 6 weeks. And then I started noticing, gosh, I'm not getting those cravings as much anymore. You literally start to reset your taste buds and you start to feel like, man, this is amazing. Like, I'm starting to taste sweetness in bell peppers. So if you've ever had a food and you hadn't eaten it in so long, you will taste a brand new flavor in that food item. And that's what taking sugar out from your nutrition does, is you're automatically gonna start tasting new flavors in the same foods that you're used to eating. So like a bell pepper to me would feel like kind of like, raw and like bitter, but now it would taste sweet and nourishing. So I'm able to appreciate the different tastes in different foods. All right, number 3, this is the big one. Take all those foods that you love, all those treats, like chocolate, candy, cookies, whatever it is for you. Take it and just throw it away. Don't even keep it in front of you. If it's in the pantry, if it's in your kitchen, take it out, throw it away. If you live with other people, if you have a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, whoever it is, roommates, then guess what? You can't control what they have there. But at least the foods specifically that you bought, that you like, get those out of there. And if they're keeping stuff in there and you like a lot of their stuff, you gotta just have this mental barrier in your head that says, look, that's theirs, it's not mine, they can do what they want. And even if they have that stuff in front of me, I'm focused and I'm determined to say, hey, look, I've taken my stuff out. So when you take your stuff out, it is kind of like saying, hey, I'm done with this. I don't have any of my stuff here. They may have their stuff, but my stuff is gone. It's like a commitment. It's like an action move forward to kind of get your stuff out in front of you. It just should not be in front of you, okay? Next thing, number 4, win the day. This is a big one. When you go sugar-free and you feel like, gosh, I want to eat that cookie, and you get that craving, here's what's gonna happen. Then you have some fruit, but you keep getting this craving and you think, God, maybe, when am I gonna be able to eat this? Tell yourself, let's just get through today. Just get through today. And this was a big one for me. I just would tell myself, get through today. I'm not trying to win and say I'm gonna be sugar-free for a month or 2 months or 5 months. Here I am, 8 months into this thing, no sugar. And guess what? I started off by just winning the day, by saying to myself that, hey, I'll just win the day. And if I make it through this day, I got the next day. If I make it through the next day, I got the next. But you focus on the day in front of you. Focus on even that period of the day in front of you. Maybe in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. Just focus on the day in front of you. Because I can tell you this, as you start doing this, each day is gonna start to get better little by little. And if you make it to the first week, to the second week, to the third week, you will start feeling so much better about yourself that you actually did something that was hard And that will now lead me to the fifth one, which is it's gonna form your new identity. You have to form a new identity around what you're doing. You have to tell yourself that, hey, look, I used to have a sweet tooth, and now I'm determined, I'm focused, I'm sugar-free. You have to grab onto and form and embrace this a new identity for yourself, where you are looking at yourself as someone that is sugar-free, that someone that is avoiding processed sugars. And people ask you, how long are you gonna do this for? Well, when are you gonna start eating sugar again? Guess what? You don't know the answer to that. That's okay to not know the answer to that. It's totally fine to not know when you're gonna end. People will still ask me that. And my answer to that is, look, when I feel like I can be intentional about eating sugar and eating sweet foods, then I'll get back on it again, intentionally. When I get to a place where I'm like, hey, I can eat a piece and be intentional about it, then I'll feel ready. But I'll tell you this right now, I don't even have the craving or the desire to get back into that again, because I've created such an identity and I've built up so much momentum around doing the opposite, which is having it out of my nutrition. And I've seen the results, the fat loss, the energy, the clarity in thinking, the focus. There's so much that comes out of cutting this toxic substance from your nutrition. So those 5 steps, easily, if you do these 5 steps and you go one day by day, it will make a massive difference. What was the first one? First one was, listen, life will always give you a reason to not do what you're supposed to do. There's always a reason to eat it. There's always a reason to cheat that one day. Don't buy into this. Just reasons are not reasons enough, all right? That's number 1. Second thing is, if you're gonna take something good, something bad out, what are you gonna put in to empower yourself? What are you gonna put in to make it easier on yourself? Put in the fruit, put in the blueberries, put in something healthy that you can eat. Not sugary, dried fruit. I'm talking about real, live, natural, healthy fruit. The third thing is, take out your favorites. Take them out from the kitchen, the pantry. Just remove them out of sight, out of mind. The fourth thing is, win the day. Make it through the day. Tell yourself that it's not about you making it through the week. Make it through the day. And as you do, number 5, you will start forming your own identity around who you're becoming. And who you're becoming is so much more powerful than just the discipline of doing this. Once you start sensing who you're becoming, it will pull you through the rough times. It'll pull you through the frustration, because now you're gonna start to anchor into your identity that, hey, I'm a person who can do this, who is doing it, and who doesn't need this stuff in their palate. This is not what I need. And as you embrace this new identity and as you kind of intentionally design it, as you're going through it, you will see that it's gonna be easier and easier to stick to the game of being sugar-free. So that's how I got to this place where, August now, it's 8 months, sugar-free, going strong. And if you're ever craving and you wanna kick this sugar habit, I can't tell you enough on how much of a difference it's made in my life, in my natural well-being, my overall sense of health, buoyancy, vibrancy, energy, all of that stuff. And I hope that if you start on this journey, adapt these 5 kind of strategies, and you'll get to the other side where you're feeling incredible about not only accomplishing the task, but about your identity and who you are with this, all right? Now, be easy with yourself. If you do screw up, or if you cheat once or twice or 3 times, it's okay. It's okay. Don't think you ruined the whole thing. It's totally fine. Get back on it the next day and repeat steps 1 through 5 and get on it, because I can tell you, once you do, incredible things are around the corner. As always, I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought, and have an incredible day and live inspired.